Welcome back, coin hunters and history lovers from across the United States. Today we're about to uncover a small copper coin that could be hiding incredible value right in your pocket change. Imagine discovering a simple old penny that carries nearly a century of American history and could be worth thousands of dollars to collectors. The legendary Lincoln Wheat Penny featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln has fascinated collectors for generations, and one rare year could turn an ordinary coin into a prized treasure. In this video, we'll reveal the secrets, history, and surprising value behind this incredible penny that many people overlook every single day. So before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join thousands of collectors who are discovering that the next valuable coin might already be in their hands. Let's get started. First up in the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with no mint mark, stands as a fascinating and highly sought-after piece in American numismatics, capturing the imagination of collectors who are passionate about historic small-denomination coins. Even in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this humble copper coin can tell a remarkable story that stretches back nearly a century. Enthusiasts are especially drawn to the Lincoln Wheat series because it combines historical meaning with classic American coin artistry, and the 1932 issue holds a special place within that legacy. For many collectors, discovering a 1932 example is like uncovering a small but powerful relic of American history, one that symbolizes endurance during a turbulent economic era. Its continued presence in auctions, private collections, and coin forums demonstrates the strong demand for this early 20th century cent, and the possibility that certain varieties or well-preserved pieces can command impressive prices makes it even more captivating. As a result, the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains a prized treasure, admired by both experienced numismatists and newcomers eager to explore the world of rare and valuable coins. To truly appreciate this coin, it is important to understand the historical context surrounding its creation. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than symbolic imagery. By 1932, the United States was deep in the Great Depression, a period marked by economic hardship, unemployment, and widespread financial uncertainty. During this challenging time, the United States Mint continued producing Lincoln cents to maintain everyday commerce, and the Philadelphia Mint issued the 1932 cent without a mint mark, following the long-standing tradition of Philadelphia coins bearing no letter. This small copper coin therefore represents far more than just 1 cent of purchasing power. It serves as a tangible connection to the struggles and resilience of Americans living through one of the most difficult decades in the nation's economic history. The artistic design of the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most recognizable and beloved in American coinage. The obverse features the dignified profile portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1932, creating a balanced and timeless composition. On the reverse, the design displays 2 graceful wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, above. Struck in a bronze alloy composed primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, the coin measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 3.11 grams. Even when the surface becomes dark, worn, or covered with decades of dirt and oxidation, the underlying craftsmanship remains evident. In higher grades, the rich reddish-brown copper tones and sharp wheat details make the coin visually striking, reinforcing why the wheat penny design remains one of the most iconic in U.S. numismatic history. Although the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced in significant numbers, its rarity today depends heavily on condition, surviving population, and potential varieties. Many coins from this year circulated extensively during the Great Depression, meaning a large portion of the surviving examples show heavy wear, scratches, and discoloration. Finding a coin from 1932 that still retains sharp details, strong lettering, and original surfaces is therefore increasingly difficult. Additionally, collectors often search carefully for subtle varieties such as die doubling, repunched mint characteristics, or unusual strike quality, which can dramatically increase desirability. While a very dirty coin may appear ordinary at first glance, Experienced collectors understand that even worn pieces can hold value due to their age and historical importance. This scarcity of well-preserved examples helps explain why collectors remain eager to examine every 1932 cent they encounter. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the true appeal of the 1932 no-mint mark penny. A heavily circulated coin might display faded wheat lines, dull surfaces, and dark copper coloration caused by decades of handling. Yet even these worn pieces are appreciated as authentic survivors from an earlier generation. In contrast, coins that have avoided extensive circulation, especially those classified as uncirculated or near-mint condition, are exceptionally desirable because they reveal the original brilliance of the copper alloy and the sharp details intended by the engraver. The difference between a heavily worn example and a crisp, uncirculated one can be dramatic, both visually and financially. As collectors compete to secure the best available pieces, the rarity of pristine examples from 1932 continues to elevate their status within the Lincoln Wheat Penny series. When it comes to market value, the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark can range widely depending on condition and potential varieties. A heavily circulated coin in very dirty condition might be worth only a modest premium over its face value. Yet coins with stronger details or unusual characteristics can command far higher prices. In today's collector market, particularly appealing examples, or those graded by professional services, can sell for approximately $1,000 to $8,000, especially if they exhibit exceptional preservation, attractive coloration, or rare die varieties. Auction records have shown steady appreciation in the value of early Lincoln wheat cents, largely because collectors appreciate both their historical significance and their timeless design. As interest in vintage American coins continues to grow, well-documented 1932 examples remain a compelling acquisition. For collectors hoping to add a 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny to their collection, several important strategies can greatly improve the experience. First, it is wise to prioritize certified coins graded by reputable services, as authentication and professional grading provide assurance of the coin's true condition and originality. Carefully inspecting the coin for unusual features, such as doubling, sharp strike details, or distinctive coloration, can also reveal hidden value. Purchasing from trusted dealers, established auctions, or respected coin shows helps reduce the risk of altered or counterfeit coins. Equally important is proper storage. Collectors should keep their pennies in protective holders or archival coin flips to prevent environmental damage. Avoiding unnecessary handling preserves the surface quality and helps maintain long-term value, while participation in collector communities and numismatic forums can provide valuable insights about emerging trends and rare discoveries. The 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark also holds a subtle charm that continues to fascinate seasoned collectors. Many numismatists describe the coin as a quiet witness to everyday American life during the early 1930s, a time when a single cent still had meaningful purchasing power. In small towns and large cities alike, these pennies moved constantly through markets, cafes, streetcars, and general stores, passing through the hands of countless citizens who were navigating the challenges of the Great Depression. Because of this heavy circulation, most surviving examples show extensive wear, dark toning, or even thick layers of dirt accumulated over decades. Yet collectors often see beauty in these imperfections, viewing them as historical fingerprints that make each coin unique. A worn 1932 wheat penny may not appear impressive at first glance, but for enthusiasts it represents a genuine artifact from a transformative period in American economic history. In the end, the 1932 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark represents far more than a simple 1-cent coin. It embodies a unique blend of history, artistry, and scarcity, connecting modern collectors with a defining period of American life during the Great Depression. From its iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the elegant wheat ear reverse design, every detail reflects a proud chapter in U.S. coinage. Whether discovered in a forgotten coin jar, inherited from an old collection, or purchased at auction, this penny continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world. For numismatists seeking coins that combine historical depth with strong investment potential, the 1932 wheat penny remains a truly prized collectible. A small copper artifact that carries enduring value and a timeless story waiting to be preserved for generations to come. Next up to in the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as one of the most fascinating and captivating pieces in the world of American numismatics, especially when collectors encounter an example that has survived decades in circulation yet still carries its historic identity. Even in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this remarkable coin sparks curiosity and excitement among enthusiasts who recognize its deep historical roots and its strong connection to early 20th century American coinage. For many collectors, discovering such a coin feels like uncovering a hidden artifact from another era, one that quietly traveled through countless hands during a transformative period of American history. Despite its humble appearance, the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, has earned a respected reputation within the collector community, and in exceptional or rare preserved forms, it can reach impressive market values that highlight its enduring appeal as a prized treasure. The historical background of this coin adds an extraordinary layer of meaning to its existence. The 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck during the interwar period in the United States, a time when the nation was experiencing rapid industrial growth, cultural change, and economic optimism prior to the challenges that would soon arrive with the Great Depression. These pennies were produced primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place mint marks on its coins, making the absence of a mint mark an important identifying feature. The design itself honors the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose leadership during the Civil War and dedication to unity made him one of the most respected figures in American history. Introduced earlier in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series represented a groundbreaking moment when the United States first placed a real historical figure on a circulating coin, transforming everyday currency into a tribute to national heritage. From an artistic perspective, the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most recognizable and iconic coin designs in American history. The obverse features the dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design created by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials VB became famous among collectors. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the inscriptions Liberty, the year 1926, and the national motto In God We Trust, all of which contribute to the coin's symbolic and patriotic character. On the reverse side, the design showcases two elegant wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. Struck in 95% copper with a small percentage of tin and zinc, the coin measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 3.11 grams. Even when found in a very dirty state, the warm copper composition and classic wheat ear design still shine through, reminding collectors of its artistic beauty and historic craftsmanship. Rarity plays a fascinating role in the desirability of the 1926 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny, particularly when certain varieties or well-preserved examples emerge from circulation. Although millions were minted, decades of heavy use have significantly reduced the number of surviving coins in strong collectible condition. Most examples discovered today show extensive wear, discoloration, or environmental damage, which makes finding a sharply detailed specimen a true challenge. Occasionally, collectors search for subtle varieties such as strong strikes, well-defined wheat ears, or minor die variations that can add extra intrigue to the coin. When an example surfaces with clear details or minimal wear, especially compared with the typical heavily circulated pieces, it instantly becomes far more attractive to numismatists who appreciate both rarity and historical authenticity. Condition is one of the most important elements that determines the coin's desirability and overall value in the collector market. A very dirty example, while still historically fascinating, usually serves as an entry-level collectible or an educational piece for beginners exploring the Lincoln Wheat series. However, when the same 1926 no-mint mark penny appears in higher grades, such as extremely fine or even uncirculated condition, its appeal increases dramatically. In such states, Lincoln's facial details, the lettering, and the delicate wheat stalks on the reverse become sharp and vibrant, allowing the coin's artistry to shine as originally intended. Because most pieces were heavily used during daily commerce nearly a century ago, discovering a high-grade specimen today feels like uncovering a preserved piece of American history. The market value of this coin reflects the powerful combination of age, historical relevance, and collector demand. while heavily circulated or very dirty examples may carry only modest collectible value. Exceptional pieces graded by professional services can command impressive prices at auctions and private sales. In strong collectible grades, the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with no mint mark, can realistically reach values between $1,000 and $8,000, depending on factors such as strike quality, preservation, color, and overall rarity. Coins displaying original reddish copper tones or exceptionally sharp details often attract significant attention from collectors who are willing to compete for the finest examples. Over the years, the steady demand for early Lincoln wheat cents has helped maintain consistent appreciation, making them not only cherished historical items, but also respected long-term collectibles. For collectors hoping to add this coin to their collection, several practical strategies can make the search both rewarding and successful. Experts often recommend prioritizing coins that have been authenticated and graded by reputable services, as certification provides assurance regarding authenticity and condition. Careful inspection is also important, particularly when searching for better-struck examples with clearer wheat stalks or well-defined lettering. Purchasing from trusted dealers, established coin shows, or well-known auction platforms can further protect collectors from counterfeits or misidentified pieces. Once acquired, the coin should be stored in a protective holder or archival capsule, minimizing exposure to air, moisture, and fingerprints that could damage its delicate copper surface. Beyond its basic historical identity, the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny carries an emotional and historical resonance that continues to captivate numismatic enthusiasts nearly a century after it was first struck. Each example of this coin tells a silent story of the era in which it circulated, an America experiencing rapid modernization, bustling city streets, expanding railroads, and growing industrial power. Even when discovered in a very dirty condition, the coin acts as a miniature time capsule that once moved through everyday transactions in grocery stores, train stations, and small-town businesses across the country. Collectors often describe the excitement of holding such a piece as a direct connection to the past, because it may have passed through the hands of countless individuals living during a defining period of American development. This sense of historical continuity is precisely what transforms a humble copper cent into a prized treasure that continues to fascinate collectors today. Another intriguing aspect of this coin lies in the subtle differences that can appear among individual examples produced during the same year. Although the majority were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and therefore lack a mint mark, specialists sometimes study minor die characteristics, strike quality, and surface texture to identify particularly desirable pieces. Coins that display stronger impressions of the wheat ears, crisp lettering around the rim, or balanced copper coloration often stand out within collections. Even among circulated coins, certain examples retain surprising detail, suggesting they may have spent less time in commerce than others. Because the design created by Victor David Brenner features delicate elements, the preservation of these details becomes a critical factor in determining collectability. Enthusiasts often compare multiple coins side by side, searching for the subtle characteristics that elevate one example above another. In the broader context of American coin collecting, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series itself has long been one of the most popular entry points for both beginners and advanced collectors. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln combined with the iconic wheat reverse established a design that remained in production for half a century, from 1909 until 1958, making it one of the longest-running coin series in United States history. Within that expansive timeline, early dates such as 1926 hold special appeal because they represent coins that circulated during the formative decades of the series. Collectors building complete date sets often search carefully for each year, and the 1926 Philadelphia issue plays an important role in completing those collections. Even when the coin appears worn or darkened by age, its presence in a set helps illustrate the full historical progression of the Lincoln cent, which is why many enthusiasts actively pursue examples with authentic, original surfaces. Next up to in the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with no mint mark, stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins within the world of American numismatics, capturing the imagination of collectors who appreciate the blend of history, artistry, and rarity embodied in this small copper treasure. Even in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this coin can spark tremendous curiosity because it represents a remarkable chapter in the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a series that has captivated enthusiasts for generations. Collectors are drawn not only to the coin's historical significance, but also to the enduring appeal of its classic design and the potential value hidden in certain varieties. For many numismatists, discovering a 1941 penny without a mint mark feels like uncovering a tangible fragment of American history, a humble coin that once passed through countless hands during a transformative period of the 20th century, yet today commands admiration as a prized treasure in the collector's market. The historical context of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny places it at a pivotal moment in American history, just months before the United States entered World War II following the attack on Pearl Harbor later that same year. Produced at the historic United States Mint facility in Philadelphia, the coin carries no mint mark, which was the standard identifier for coins struck at that location during the era. The penny belongs to the celebrated design introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic allegory. As such, the 1941 issue serves as a meaningful link between American heritage and the everyday commerce of its time, circulating widely across the nation as the country moved toward one of the most significant global conflicts in history. The design elements of the coin are among the most recognizable in American coinage, showcasing the artistry of sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln faces right, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty, the date 1941, and the national motto, In God We Trust. The reverse displays the iconic wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. Struck in a bronze alloy composed primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, the coin measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 3.11 grams. Even when found in very dirty condition, the underlying beauty of the design remains visible, and collectors often appreciate the character and story told by decades of circulation marks and natural toning. Rarity plays an intriguing role in the allure of the 1941 no-mint mark penny. Although millions were produced in Philadelphia, the number of surviving examples in exceptional condition is significantly lower, particularly when collectors seek coins with sharp details, minimal wear, and strong original luster. Certain subtle varieties and striking anomalies, such as doubled lettering or die variations, can dramatically increase desirability among advanced collectors. In heavily circulated or dirty states, these coins are common pocket finds, but locating a well-preserved example with clear features and no major damage can be surprisingly challenging, especially after decades of use in everyday commerce. Condition remains the single most influential factor in determining value. A 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny that has spent years in circulation may appear dull, darkened, or coated with dirt and oxidation, yet even such coins retain historical and collectible significance. When preserved in higher grades such as about uncirculated or mint state, however, the coin's visual appeal becomes striking, with sharp wheat stalks, crisp lettering, and subtle copper luster that collectors prize. Because many examples were heavily used during the early 1940s economic climate, pristine specimens are considerably scarcer, which fuels steady demand among numismatists searching for superior additions to their collections. In today's collector market, the value of a 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark can vary dramatically depending on condition and rarity. A very dirty or worn specimen may hold modest value as a historical piece, but coins that exhibit rare varieties or exceptional preservation can reach impressive prices. High-grade certified examples, especially those with strong eye appeal or unusual die characteristics, have been known to command prices ranging from $1,000 to $8,000 at auctions or private sales. The combination of historical importance, recognizable design, and collector nostalgia continues to push interest upward, ensuring that notable examples maintain a stable and sometimes appreciating presence in the numismatic marketplace. For collectors hoping to acquire this coin, several practical strategies can enhance both enjoyment and investment potential. Prioritizing coins that have been authenticated and graded by reputable third-party services provides assurance of both authenticity and condition. Careful examination for interesting varieties, such as doubled dies, unusual toning, or well-defined strike details, can reveal hidden treasures among otherwise ordinary specimens. Purchasing from respected dealers or established auction houses is also advisable, as these sources often provide reliable provenance and accurate descriptions. Once acquired, proper storage in acid-free holders or protective capsules helps preserve the coin's surface and prevents further environmental damage. Ultimately, the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark remains a compelling symbol of American history, artistry, and the enduring fascination of coin collecting. From its origins at the Philadelphia Mint during a dramatic era in world history to its continued appeal among modern collectors, the coin offers far more than its humble 1-cent denomination might suggest. It stands as a tangible connection to the past and a prized treasure within the broader story of the Lincoln Cent series. For enthusiasts and investors alike, pursuing a remarkable example of this coin can be a deeply rewarding endeavor, one that combines the thrill of discovery with the lasting satisfaction of preserving a small yet meaningful piece of numismatic heritage. Another fascinating aspect of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is how it reflects the everyday economic life of Americans just before the nation entered World War II. At the time, the 1-cent coin played a vital role in daily commerce, purchasing power, and small transactions across the country. Because these pennies circulated heavily in grocery stores, street markets, and local businesses, many examples became worn, stained, or extremely dirty over time. Ironically, this heavy use has made well-preserved pieces far more desirable today, as collectors search for examples that escaped decades of circulation. Even a worn specimen still carries a powerful story, each scratch or layer of oxidation serving as evidence of its journey through American hands during a historically transformative period. Collectors are particularly intrigued by the craftsmanship of this coin because it belongs to the beloved Lincoln Wheat Cent series, one of the longest-running and most admired coin designs in United States history. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse remains one of the most recognizable images ever placed on American currency, symbolizing leadership, unity, and national identity. The reverse wheat stalks represent agricultural strength and prosperity, reminding collectors of the nation's farming heritage during the early 20th century. Even when a 1941 penny appears darkened or dirty, careful cleaning by professionals, or simply proper conservation, can sometimes reveal subtle design details hidden beneath years of oxidation, adding another layer of fascination for numismatists studying these coins. Another reason this penny maintains lasting appeal is the sense of discovery it offers to collectors searching for overlooked treasures. While millions were produced by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia facility, small variations in strike quality, die wear, and minor minting anomalies occasionally create collectible varieties that attract specialized interest. Enthusiasts often examine every detail of the lettering, date alignment, and wheat stalks under magnification, hoping to identify subtle doubling or die cracks that may elevate a coin's rarity. These hidden characteristics transform what might appear to be an ordinary 1-cent piece into a potential numismatic prize, making the hunt for a rare 1941 example an exciting challenge.